Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. We may now be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to the Pag-IBIG Fund Chairman's Report. To formally begin our program, may we call on the Chief Executive Officer of the Pag-IBIG Fund, Ms. Marilyn Acosta, to deliver her welcome remarks.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. It is indeed a good afternoon for all of us as we hold our Pag-IBIG Fund Chairman's Report for 2022. Today's event is made even more special because we are joined by our esteemed President, President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. Magandang hapon po, Mr. President, and welcome. Allow me also to greet my boss, our Pag-IBIG Fund Chairman, DSUD Secretary, Jose Rizalino Jerry Acosar. Good afternoon po, Sec Jerry. Mr. President, it is truly an honor to have you today as Secretary Jerry reports the strong state of Pag-IBIG Fund. I have been a Pag-IBIG Fund employee for more than 41 years. Sec Jerry, hindi po 52, 41 lang po. Employed almost a year after Pag-IBIG's creation through your father's presidential decree in 1980, and I am happy to say that all these years, Pag-IBIG has remained productive and faithful to the vision of improving the lives of Filipino workers, which your parents had 4 decades ago. And I am proud to say that 2022 is our best year yet. This will be reported by our chairman of the Pag-IBIG Fund Board of Trustees, who have supported our initiatives and fully promoted the flagship shelter program of your administration, the Pambansang Pabahay para sa Pilipino Housing Program. He has covered practically the entire country to rally and secure support of the local government units. Pag-IBIG Fund is happy to support his endeavors, just as he strongly supports our initiatives. As such, Mr. President, we humbly offer you our assurance and commitment that we at Pag-IBIG Fund shall continue to ensure the sustainability of the Workers' Fund and to heed your directive to excellently work as one in providing a dignified life for our countrymen. Inspired by your leadership, we shall continue to work hard in serving our more than 15 million Pag-IBIG Fund members whom we have pledged to bring our tapat na serbisyo tagos sa puso. Once again, we are grateful for your presence, Mr. President. Shocked out po talaga kami, pero masayang-masaya po kami. And to provide the report on Pag-IBIG Fund's accomplishment for 2022, let us all give a round of applause to our Pag-IBIG Chairman, DSUD Secretary Jose Rizalino Acuzar.
Maraming salamat, CEO Manang Malen. Una po sa lahat, lubos po akong bumabati at nagpapasalamat sa ating mahal na Pangulong Bongbong Marcos sa kanyang pagdalo at pagpapaunlak sa ating pang-anyaya ngayong araw na ito. Magandang hapon po, Mr. President. Binabati ko din ang ating mga kasamahan sa Pag-IBIG Funds na narito ngayon. Binabati ko din po ang ating mga bisita mula sa iba-ibang sangay ng gobyerno, mga partners na sa business community, collections partners, mga accredited developers, and news media na kasama natin ngayon. Saka po ang trustee natin ngayon, binabati ko rin po si Cornelio Aldon, trustee Lorely Pajardo, trustee Myla Roque, trustee Gregorio Montenegro, trustee Anthony Arellano, Dole Secretary, ang aking partner, si Bienvenido Loguesma. DTI Yusek Ireneo Bismonte, Dole Yusek Secretariaco Lagusnan, Mayor, ang ating Mayor po, si Imelda Calixto Rubiano. Palakpakan po natin ating Mayor. At GCG Chairperson Justice Alex Quiroz, NHA General Manager Joe Bentay, ang aming pong partner sa housing. At partner din po namin sa housing, si National Home Mortgage Finance, si President Renato Tobias, isa pa rin po natin kapartner sa housing at implementing arm ng DSUD, si SAPSI President Federico Lacsa. Yung Executive Commissioner ng Melstar Galicia. Yun po yung pag may problema sa mga subdivision na nag-aaway, siya po ang nag-aayos. Congressman Jonathan Flores. Architect Leonardo Dayaw, at siyempre ang ating milyong-milyong membro at ngayon po ay nanonood sa Facebook. Nandiyan po sila lahat. Naghihintay po ng ating announcement. Mr. President, masaya ko pong i-report sa araw na ito at napakalakas at napakatag na estado ng Pag-IBIG Fund. Labis po kaming natutuwa na kayo ang aming nakadaong palad ngayon. First time po sa history ng Pag-IBIG na ang Presidente ang dumalo sa ating report. Kayo po dito sa housing sector, lalo na po ang mga tagapag-ibig, high moral silang lahat ngayon. Kaya sa sunod na taon, gagalingan nyo. Ngayon ay makalipas 42 taon, malugod po namin binabalita na mahusay na nagampanan ng Pag-IBIG Fund ang mga mandato nito. At tunay na tumutugon at naghatid sa benepisyong na paipon, murang pautang sa pabahay para sa ating manggagawang Pilipino. Malugod ko din pong ibinabalita ang ating tagumpay sa pagpapatupad ng pambansang pabahay para sa Pilipino upang tuluyan na malutas ang housing backlog sa ating bansa. Labis po akong natutuwa sa suporta ng Pag-IBIG Funds sa pamumuno ni Manang Malen. Kasing edad po siya ng Pag-IBIG. Kung 42 years old ang Pag-IBIG, 41 years old siya nagtatrabaho sa Pag-IBIG. Kaya kita niyo naman itsura ni Manang Malen. Sa katunayan po ay naglaan po kaagad ang Pag-IBIG Fund ng halagang 250 billion upang tumulong sa ating layunin. Na makapapatayo ng 6 million housing units sa loob ng susunod na 6 na taon. Yan po ay mga MOUs, mga ginagawa po namin na mga groundbreaking. Tuloy-tuloy na po yan. At katulong po natin ang Pag-IBIG sa pagsuporta sa financial na ito. Buhat po na tumaya ang Pag-IBIG at nagligay ng 250 billion, marami pong naniwala na ang pambansang pabahay ay tuloy-tuloy na po sa buong bansa. Kaya maraming salamat, Manang Malen, sa pagtaya mo sa amin. I'm happy to report, Mr. President, our dear stakeholders and Pag-IBIG Fund achieved its best performing year in 2022, surpassing targets, setting new records high accomplishments. This include our highest ever accomplishment in 42-year history, the highest ever membership amounting to 79.90 billion, the highest ever saving amounting to 39.84 billion. The highest ever housing loan taken out of 117.85 billion. The highest number of housing loan borrowers, 105,212 members with new better homes with 39.84 billion. The highest numbers of members helped numbering over 2.6 million who received a total of 53.76 billion in short-term loans. Ito ang pinakamasaya. The highest ever performing loans ratio since the pandemic, 90.69%. Malaking dahilan na sa aming tagumpay nitong nakalipas na taong 2022. At tiwala ang aming mga membro at mga partners and stakeholders, kaya't kami po ay lubos nagpapasalamat sa inyo lahat sa pagkasara ng ating libro para sa taon 2022. Buong kagalakan po binabalita na ang Pag-IBIG Fund ay nakapagtala ng pinakamataas na total assets sa halagang 827.40 billion. Next year, ang sabi po sa akin ni Manang Manang, aabutin daw po ng mahigit na 1 trillion. Pinamakataas na gross income sa halaga ng 69.12 billion. Pinakamataas na net income na umabot sa 44.5 billion. At pinakamataas na halaga na dividendo, yan ang masarap, dividendo na. O, palakpakan natin dividendo. sa mga miyembro sa umaabot na 42.70 billion. At bilang pagtapos, malugod ko pong inanyayahan ang ating mahal na Pangulong President Marcos para pangunahan ang aming pag-aanunsyo sa isang pinaka-aabangan ng ating mahigit na 15 milyong membro. Ang Pag-IBIG Fund ay regular savings and MP2 savings dividend rates para sa taong 2022. Maraming salamat.
Thank you, Secretary Acuzar. At this point, may we invite the President, together with Secretary Acuzar and CEO Acosta, to reveal the Pag-IBIG Fund savings dividend rates. The first to be revealed is the 2022 dividend rate for the Pag-IBIG regular savings. May we request the President, in a short while, to kindly press the button to his right. Ready, Mr. President? There you go! Ladies and gentlemen, the year 2022 dividend rate reveal for the Pag-IBIG regular savings is 6.53%. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The modified Pag-IBIG 2 savings dividend rate, or MP2. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The year 2022 dividend rate reveal for the Pag-IBIG MP2 savings is 7.03%. We are proud to announce that the Pag-IBIG savings dividend rates are the highest since the pandemic. Thank you, Mr. President. At this juncture, may we call on once again Secretary Acuzar to introduce our guest of honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Please be seated. Maraming salamat sa ating Human Settlements and Urban Development Secretary, Secretary Jerry Acuzar, at sa kanyang magandang pinalabas. May pagka-showbiz ang ano natin, itong chairman's report natin. Andito rin po ang ating kalihim ng Department of ng DOLE. At nandito po ng Labor Department, nandito po si Secretary Benny Laguesma na siyempre isa sa sektor na binibigyan ng serbisyo ng Pag-IBIG at saka ng lahat ng housing is the labor sector. Pag-IBIG Fund CEO Marilyn C. Acosta, who nag-uusap kami at we were recalling the evolution of all of the housing programs, that starting from what was then the Ministry of Human Settlements, where the original concept of housing development was evolved not only from the construction of structures for people to shelter in, but also the construction or the forming of communities, kaya human settlements, para naman maging maayos, maging maganda ang tinitirahan ng ating mga kababayan. And of our proverbial host here is Pasay City Mayor Imelda Calixto Rubiano, the members of the HDMF, the Board of Trustees, and the Management Committee, ating mga kapartner sa private sector, lahat ng mga opisyal at ng staff ng Pag-IBIG Fund, ang aking kasama sa ating serbisyo publiko. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Allow me at the outset to extend my warmest greetings to all the officials and employees of Pag-IBIG Fund, the Pag-IBIG Fund members and stakeholders who are present with us today, as we are gathered for the Chairman's report to the public on the state of the Pag-IBIG Fund. It is the government's fundamental goal to ensure adequate access to decent and affordable housing for our fellow Filipinos, especially in the face of a housing backlog, which I think the working number that we have is 6.5 million units ang kakulangan sa ating pabahay para sa ating mga kababayan, kaya't ayan ang ating laging ginagawang target. And that is why my father, President Marcos, envisioned, hindi ko sasabihin yung senior kasi mumultuhin ako niyan. Pag sinabi ko yung senior, sasabihin niya na matanda na raw siya. Ayaw niya yung senior. My father envisioned when he issued Presidential Decree 1530, which established the Home Development Mutual Fund, the HDMF, in 1978. This fund was to enable shelter financing through a system of voluntary contributions from its members, both from the public and from the private sectors. 45 years on, with the rapid growth of population, our country is still presently faced with this challenge. As I said, no less than 6.5 million socialized housing units are needed to stabilize the situation. And it is a daunting task when we look at it. But if we break it down and we consider the manifold physical, social, and economic factors that must be considered, we consider them in turn, we see that there is a way to achieve that number of 6.5 new housing units. But on the other hand, also 45 years later, the HDMF, now fondly referred to as the Pag-IBIG Fund, has evolved into a bigger financial institution, provident in character. With more than 2.6 million members, it offers a diversified range of financial services and income-generating endeavors for the mutual benefit of the members, ever guided by sound fiscal management practices and actuarial science. And we are confident that this is achievable because we look to the record of the Pag-IBIG Fund and that those sound management practices and, shall we say, very conservative fiscal management has always been in place. And that is why it is possible for Secretary Jerry to come and to show us the new figures for which we are very happy about, since, as has been mentioned, they are the best record of any year since the inception of the Pag-IBIG Fund. The Pag-IBIG Fund posted an unprecedentedly high figure since the time of 1978, by all the different facets, from members' contributions to housing loans released, to loan collections, dividends declared, all the way to its total assets and net income. This is clear evidence of a highly astute and competent leadership and financial management of that fund. And for that, I congratulate you, and you should pat yourselves on the back and give yourselves a round of applause. To see these results for 2022, the members will be assured as to the soundness of the fund's financial position, the safety of their own contributions and investments, and the fund's continuing reliability as a provider of key financial services and as a vehicle for their personal savings and investments. It is very encouraging that through the years, that in spite of periods of volatility, uncertainty, and sometimes very complex challenges, including the supervening pandemic, the Pag-IBIG Fund has remained true to its original vision, and that is to provide a secure savings program, a dependable and affordable housing, to be able to give dependable housing loans and affordable housing loans for the benefit of its members. In the past year alone, the Pag-IBIG Fund has released more than 117 billion pesos, housing loans for more than 105,000 members. If we look beyond the cold statistic, this translates to more than 105,000 Filipinos and their families who have now been empowered to own and build the homes that we all as Filipinos dream of. The Pag-IBIG Fund has likewise provided more than 53 billion pesos worth of short-term loans to more than 2.6 million members to help with their immediate financial needs. And aside from this, the fund has continued to promote financial inclusivity and the value of savings to our fellow Filipinos. In 2022, nearly 1 million members saved more than 39 billion pesos under the voluntary savings program of the Pag-IBIG Fund, which is notable. It is a 54% increase from the amount of savings recorded in the previous year. Through the prudent management of its members' funds, the fund has earned an impressive annual net income of more than 44 billion pesos and declared more than 42 billion pesos in dividends. These figures are undeniable proof not only of the fund's success, but also of how its operations have redounded to the benefit of each individual member and to the nation's economy as a whole. So I call upon the fund to further build on this growth and momentum, to provide and to improve the lot of Filipino workforces, and also to significantly assist in the addressing our housing backlog as an industry leader in home mortgage financing. I will issue a challenge to the fund. Work closely with the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, saddled as it is by budgetary constraints, in order to find effective strategies to ease our housing situation. By leveraging on your industry and your experience, the expertise and acumen that you have gained, I enjoin all your officers and employees to be guided by the principles of transparency and accountability, as you always have, in carrying out your mandate and ensuring judicious management of the fund and of the members' hard-earned money. It goes without saying that as public servants, we must maintain the trust and the confidence reposed in us by government institutions, especially those financial in nature, and more importantly, by the people. Maintaining this trust is crucial if we are to build upon the Pag-IBIG Fund's accomplishments and achieve our goals in housing. So let me acknowledge as well our developers, our employers, housing industry players, and other partners for their invaluable contributions to the continued success of the Pag-IBIG Fund. It is this partnership that brings the success to the fund, and for that, once again, we thank you for that partnership and that coordination with the government. Let us further strengthen those partnerships and double down on our efforts to provide adequate access to decent and affordable human settlements. Finally, it's important that we also recognize the absolute central pillar of the Pag-IBIG Fund, namely its 2.6 million strong members. With the members' continued support, the Pag-IBIG Fund has grown into a financially strong and secure institution, boasting more than 827 billion pesos in total assets. And I was teasing the secretary. Kung baka paper, ano lang yan, ha? Baka sa accounting lang, binago nyo yung accounting method niyo kaya nagkaroon ng ganyang kalaki. Hindi naman daw. We are still following generally accepted accounting principles. Indeed, the members' contributions are the lifeblood of Pag-IBIG and the reason for its continued success. So I exhort our members to remain ever productive in their employment and commercial pursuits so as to continue to sustain the Pag-IBIG Fund, animated by the same spirit of mutual help and benefit that was the theory and the blueprint and the concept behind the creation 45 years ago of the fund. Indeed, the Pag-IBIG Fund has been an exemplar of pagtutulungan, of mutually beneficial multi-sectoral partnership, and even of love, as so aptly etched in its name, which has become a Filipino household term for almost half a century. Let us continue to work to provide every Filipino with a dignified, comfortable, productive life, with a home that they can truly call their own. Thank you, and I wish the Pag-IBIG Fund continued success in the years ahead. Congratulations on the wonderful performance that is being reported here today, and keep up the good work. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat at magandang hapon po sa inyo.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this point, may we request the President to kindly grant us a photo opportunity in 8 groups. May we call on stage the members of the Home Development Mutual Fund Senior Management Committee. This will be followed by the HDMF Board of Trustees shortly. Thank you. Please exit to your right. Next are the members of the HDMF Board of Trustees. You may now proceed on stage. This will be followed by the KSA and constitutional heads and GCG officers very shortly. Thank you. Please exit to your right. Up next on stage is KSA and constitutional heads and GCG officers. You may now proceed on stage. Shortly joining the President on stage is DSUD, LGU, SHDA, OSHDP officials. Please join us by the side. Thank you. Please exit to your right. Up next, DSUD, LGU, SHDA, OSHDP officials, please join us on stage. We'd like to request the institutional partners to please go by the side of the stage. Thank you. Please exit to your right. Next, the institutional partners, please proceed on stage. Thank you. You may exit to your right. Next, our top awardees. Once again, our top awardees. You may proceed on stage. We'd like to request the HDMF SVPs and VPs to join us by the side of the stage. Again, our top awardees, you may now proceed on stage. And in a short while, we will be having the HDMF SVPs and VPs. So again, all of our top awardees, please join us on stage. After which, it will be the HDMF SVPs and VPs. Thank you. You may now exit to your right. Next are our HDMF SVPs and VPs. You may now proceed on stage. We would like to request the HDMF VPs and core team to get ready. Thank you. Please exit to your right. Next, we have the HDMF VPs and core team. You may now proceed on stage. Again, our HDMF VPs and core team are making their way on stage. We would also like to request the HDMF VPs and core team to please get ready. There you have the HDMF VPs and core team on stage. Thank you, Mr. President. And we would like to request that the center be cleared as well very shortly. Once again, thank you, Mr. President. That concludes our program. Maraming salamat, Mr. President, for gracing the Pag-IBIG Fund Chairman's Report. A very special photo this afternoon. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. We would like to request everyone to please remain in your respective places until the President has left the venue. Thank you. And please make way, clear the path. Muli po, His Excellency President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Once again, we'd like to request everyone, please remain in your respective places until the President has left the venue, and please make way as well and clear the path. Maraming salamat po.